Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex turned entrepreneurial storyteller, has long thrived on crafting narratives that captivate and polarize. But on April 15, 2025, her carefully curated image took a brutal hit when Jon Bernthal, the hard-hitting star of The Punisher, tore into her on Jimmy Kimmel Live. With unapologetic venom, Bernthal branded Meghan a liar and a big-time narcissistic tosser for allegedly fabricating a postpartum pre-eclampsia ordeal on her new podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. His words, dripping with disdain, have set the internet ablaze, exposing the cracks in Meghan's polished persona and igniting a fierce debate about her authenticity. This isn't just a celebrity spat, it's a scorching indictment of a woman whose every move seems calculated to dazzle, yet increasingly invites skepticism. As Bernthal's accusations reverberate, they demand a closer look at Meghan's claims, her motives, and the precarious tightrope she walks as a public figure. The podcast that lit the fuse. Launched on April 8, 2025 through Lemonade Media, Confessions of a Female Founder was Meghan's bold re-entry into podcasting after the underwhelming archetypes. In the debut episode, she sat down with Bumble founder Whitney Wolfe Herd to discuss the trials of motherhood and entrepreneurship. The headline-grabbing moment came when Meghan shared a harrowing account of battling postpartum pre-eclampsia after the birth of one of her children, either Prince Archie in 2019 or Princess Lilibet in 2021. She described the condition as rare and terrifying, a life-threatening ordeal that tested her resilience under the public's unrelenting scrutiny. The story, amplified by outlets like Vogue and CNN, positioned Meghan as a beacon of vulnerability and strength, a mother who triumphed over medical adversity. Yet, Bernthal's blistering critique on Jimmy Kimmel Live has cast a long shadow over this narrative. Calling her claims outright lies, he tapped into a simmering distrust of Meghan's storytelling. His accusation wasn't just a personal jab, it was a public challenge to her credibility, suggesting that her preeclampsia story was a calculated ploy to garner sympathy and bolster her brand. The intensity of Bernthal's delivery, coupled with his reputation for raw honesty, has lent weight to his words, prompting a re-examination of Meghan's account and her broader pattern of public disclosures. To grasp the stakes of Bernthal's accusations, it's crucial to understand postpartum preeclampsia. The Cleveland Clinic defines it as a rare condition marked by high blood pressure and organ stress, typically emerging within 48 hours to 6 weeks after childbirth. Left untreated, it can lead to seizures, stroke, or death, with the Preeclampsia Foundation noting its role in a significant portion of maternal mortality linked to hypertensive disorders. Meghan's vivid recounting of her life-or-death struggle was meant to underscore the chaos of balancing motherhood with her ambitions, a universal theme meant to resonate with her audience. However, doubts about her story persist, and Bernthal's outspoken skepticism has amplified them. Postpartum preeclampsia affects only 4 to 6% of pregnancies, and its diagnosis in someone as high-profile as Meghan, whose pregnancies were closely monitored, would likely have left a paper trail or surfaced in media reports. Yet, no prior mention of this condition emerged during her time as a working royal or in subsequent interviews. Critics, including Voices on X, argue that Meghan's vagueness about which child's birth triggered the crisis, combined with her flair for dramatic storytelling, raises red flags. Bernthal's charge of dishonesty suggests he believes she's exploiting a serious medical condition to craft a relatable, heroic image, an accusation that aligns with broader critiques of her public persona. Bernthal's attack doesn't stand alone, it fits into a well-documented pattern of skepticism about Meghan's narratives. Her 2021 Oprah Winfrey interview, for instance, included claims of a private wedding ceremony with Prince Harry days before their televised event, a detail later debunked by official records. Similarly, her allusions to royal racism without specific evidence left many questioning her motives. Confessions of a Female Founder was pitched as an authentic dive into her entrepreneurial journey, but detractors, including Bernthal, see it as another chapter in her saga of self-mythologizing. His narcissistic tosser jab paints Meghan as someone who prioritizes image over integrity, a sentiment echoed by critics who view her preeclampsia story as suspiciously timed. The rollout of Meghan's podcast coincides with her lifestyle brand, as ever, and her Netflix series with Love, Meghan, both launched in early 2025. This flurry of projects suggests a strategic effort to reposition herself as a grounded, entrepreneurial figure. Yet, Bernthal's public dismantling of her health claims threatens to derail this narrative, framing her as a manipulator who exploits personal struggles for relevance. Posts on X reflect this divide. While some praise Meghan's openness about maternal health, others side with Bernthal, accusing her of weaponizing a serious issue to stay in the spotlight. His critique has given voice to a growing chorus that questions whether Meghan's stories serve truth or ambition. The weight of celebrity health disclosures. Meghan's preeclampsia narrative also highlights the fraught terrain of celebrity health disclosures. When public figures share medical struggles, they invite both empathy and scrutiny. Postpartum preeclampsia is a critical issue that demands awareness, but using it as a narrative tool without clear evidence risks undermining its gravity. Bernthal's accusation that Meghan fabricated this ordeal suggests a betrayal of trust not just to her audience but to women who faced similar struggles. His blunt language underscores a broader frustration with celebrities who blur the line between authenticity and performance, a charge that has dogged Meghan since her royal exit. This controversy also reflects a cultural moment where public figures are held to higher standards of transparency. Meghan's carefully curated image, polished, resilient, relatable, clashes with the raw skepticism of figures like Bernthal, who embody a no-nonsense ethos. His decision to call her out on a platform as visible as Jimmy Kimmel Live amplifies the stakes, positioning him as a truth-teller challenging a powerful narrative. While he offered no specific evidence, his conviction resonates with those who see Meghan's storytelling as a house of cards built on selective truths and strategic omissions. Bernthal's takedown of Meghan Markle isn't just a fleeting headline, it's a cultural flashpoint that exposes the fragility of her public image. His accusation of lying about postpartum preeclampsia strikes at the core of her brand, authenticity. In an era where audiences crave genuine connection, Meghan's penchant for polished narratives feels increasingly out of step. Bernthal, with his gritty credibility, has tapped into this disconnect, giving voice to a skepticism that's been simmering for years. His words carry weight because they reflect a broader demand for accountability from those who shape public discourse, especially on issues as serious as maternal health. The fallout from this controversy threatens to overshadow confessions of a female founder and Meghan's broader rebrand. By framing her as a narcissistic tosser, Bernthal has crystallized a